Hey, it's Casey Orr and Sean Whitfield with iTruckTV.com. It's time for your NASCAR update, and we're going to get you up to speed. Today, Sean, it's all about the NASCAR All-Star race. No points, just money. And the man that won, well, he's got plenty of both.
That's right. No surprise who that was, and that is Jimmie Johnson in that number 48 Lowe Chevrolet. And Casey, you're right. This is a race. It's all about money. They're running for $1 million. No points are on the line. It's all under the lights Saturday night at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, this was a new format for the All-Star race, Sean. I think, this is one of those things that NASCAR let the fans vote on. There were 4 20-lap segments with a final 10-lap shootout. And I think, there were a lot of buzz around this. Of course, you had the showdown before the All-Star race. You get the fan vote. I think we all know who that was going to go to, and of course it did. But in this race, it really... Well, I don't want to say not exciting because NASCAR is exciting, but the 20-lap segments are not really what this Generation 6 car is set up for. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people were upset that, at the end of the race, we're just looking at Jimmie Johnson again in victory lane. Kyle Busch had a dominant run. He had probably the best car. His brother Kurt Busch and Furniture Row Racing, they could have used that $1 million. But what we always say is at the end of the day, when it all shakes out, the 48 team's going to be there, and they were there, and they took advantage of it.
Of course, Kasey Kahne led some laps. Clint Bowyer led a few laps, and you're right, that number 48 team led the laps that counted the most, and that was the final 9 laps of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series All-Star race. Of course, the results go like this. Jimmie Johnson won the race. Second was Joey Logano. Third, Kyle Busch. Fourth, Kasey Kahne. Fifth, Kurt Busch. Sixth, Denny Hamlin. Seventh, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Eighth, Jamie McMurray. Ninth, Matt Kenseth. And 10th, Carl Edwards.
And we do have to say congratulations to Jamie McMurray and Ricky Stenhouse. They raced their way in by the sprint shootout that happened before. And I said it before, Sean, the fan vote, Danica. However, when it was announced, it didn't seem the crowd was too excited.
That's right. There was a few boos in the crowd.
People getting tired of Danica?
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it was a lot of the ladies out there booing in the crowd, because you think there's a little bit of jealousy possible in the grandstands with some of the ladies?
I think the problem is everyone knew it was going to be Danica, so there's no shock there. I still think if Junior wouldn't have qualified for the All-Star race and then it was Junior versus Danica, then you've really got an All-Star race vote as far as, for voting into the All-Star race. Everyone knew it was going to be Danica, and it was Danica.
Yes, it certainly was. And, of course, we are headed back to Charlotte Motor Speedway this weekend for the Coca-Cola 600, and this is a points race. We get back on the normal schedule of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and it is also the longest race of the season.
Yeah, it really is. This is one of the times in the season I look forward to, Sean. You've got Memorial Day coming up. You don't have to work Monday, and so it's a night race, but it's on Sunday. Great time to get together. And is the longest race in NASCAR. We always talk about it being a war of attrition. Yeah, your car better be good, your crew better be good, but you also better be able to hang on. It's that extra 100 miles that always gets you.
And a lot of the drivers don't look forward to that extra 100
they
miles.
Don't.
Certainly if we have some hot and humid weather in the Charlotte area, and it is expected to be that. And of course, the drivers' point standings of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series as we head into the Coca-Cola 600 sets like this. Jimmie Johnson is the leader. He is 44 points ahead of second place Carl Edwards. Third, Matt Kenseth. Fourth is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Fifth, Clint Bowyer. Sixth, Kasey Kahne. Seventh, Brad Keselowski. Eighth, Kyle Busch. Ninth, Eric Almirola. 10th, Kevin Harvick.
And there will be points at stake at the Coca-Cola 600. I think we learned something from the All-Star race. Clean air is going to win out. We always know that at mile-and-a-half tracks, but the drivers that weren't winning, Jimmie Johnson, weren't running good. What did they learn during this All-Star race? And, Sean, we have to say it. The first time the Gen 6 car is ever going to go 600 miles. We have to say it. So there's going to be a lot of intrigue, and this is a race. It always seems like the Coca-Cola 600, this is kind of the start to summer for NASCAR anyway. And guys like Tony Stewart that haven't been having a good year, and some of these other big names, Jeff Gordon, this is the time that they usually step up, start winning some races, get their name in contention. And don't forget, you've got Denny Hamlin back there, whose back is, yes, he's allowed to get back in a car, but his back's not 100%. Now he's got to go 600 miles, but he's also got to get in the top 20 in points, start winning some races if he wants to make the chase. It all comes to a head coming up this weekend. Looking forward to a strong Coca-Cola 600.
Of course, we're going to keep you up to date with all the news in the world of NASCAR right here on iTruckTV.com. Also, you can catch Casey and I on the radio on Valvoline Racing Radio on Rock 105. We're on the air each and every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. And if you're outside the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, you can find us on iHeartRadio.
Right here on the NASCAR Update at iTruck TV, where Shawn and I keep you up to speed.